All right, so when you use Google My Business, you kind of have to know how it works on the other end for the people who are searching for your business. And so when you see these things on, I guess you could call it the front end, when you see these things and understand what you're looking at, then you'll know what you're doing when you're working in the back end of your Google My Business profile. Okay? All right, so the first tab here, I did a search like if I was doing a Google search and I typed in Gym, Lions Bay, British Columbia, right? And so you'll see right here in these results, this is the organic search results, and the first item up here, that's what we call the local 3-pack, right? This is the Google local. This is your Google My Business listing and ranking in the 3-pack. Underneath that are what we call just regular organic Google results, and you'll show up here. There's like a Canada 247.info. You're listed in there. Of course, here's your website. And here's a lineable.com. So you've got a lot of, so you've got a lot of places where that's what good local SEO is about, getting your business information to a lot of different local directories, right? Okay. And so that's why you see those there. And those are kind of those are localized search results, but these are the ones up here that we're most interested in. So when you see this, that's called the local 3-pack, and normally we call it, you see 4 results here, but the reason why we call it a 3-pack is only 3 of them will be organic. These are non-paid listings. And so this one here, the level 10 fitness, they're using Google ads right there. You'll see it says ad.
They are, because you know what? They're about 35 kilometers away from me.
Yeah.
They're 30 kilometers.
Yep.
On the other side of me.
Yep.
They're not in Bay.
Yeah, exactly. And so obviously, the power of paid ads can go a long way. But nonetheless, I mean, Google My Business is free. This stuff's good. And this is where, a lot of our local SEO clients, they just want to rank well. And when you rank in the 3-pack, you usually get a lot of good traffic. So there's a lot of different keywords people can Google to have your listing appear. And we'll go over that when we get into the categories and some stuff on the back end. But anyway, we see you right here. Okay, so there you are right there. We're good to go. You'll see your phone number here, your operating hours, and so forth. All right, so there's 2 buttons here. If I click this button, it'll take me right to your website, whatever the URL is that's put in your Google My Business, and then this direction button. I'm going to tell you right now, this direction button is incredibly important when it comes to how rankings are. So Google takes a lot of signals based on what users do. And when people click on that directions button, it'll automatically take them into Google Maps, and then it'll let people select, if they're going to drive or walk or take public transit to your business, and it'll show them how to do that. Remember, Google makes money when people stay on Google. When people leave Google to go to your website, Google stops making money unless, of course, you've monetized your website and you're running ads, AdSense on your website. But so it's in Google's best interest to keep people in search results or in Google products to get their information, right? And so the longer they stay in there, they're more likely going to click on ads. That's how Google makes money. However, that direction button, especially on a mobile device, is really important. And it is a signal that Google will use to say, hey, there's a lot of people clicking on these directions, more so, hopefully, than your competitors. And if that's the case, then you're going to get a little bit of a ranking boost. So just keep that in mind. Okay. All right. So now we have the 3-pack here, but there's a button right here that says View All. And when we click that button it takes us into Google Maps, but there's a special name for this. It's called the Local Finder, right? This is a different different format or a different layout of Google Maps than you would do if you visited Google Maps. But nonetheless, you're going to see that you also, there's your second ranking right there. So that's number 2 that you rank for right there. Notice how the ads disappeared when you go into the local finder. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. So you just need to be aware there's...
that again, the ads disappear?
Yeah, the ad's gone. So that person who is paying for ads up here, it's missing, right? Okay. Now, what's really... Just be aware of this when you're like, why don't I rank? Why don't I rank somewhere? When you zoom out on these maps, your listings, the results change. Because now, when you zoom out, Google's saying, all right, if you're going to zoom out on the map, you're probably looking for more options out there. And so you're going to see your rankings change, right? Now you're down in 3rd right here, right? And if we keep zooming out like that, we'll even go even bigger. There's probably, you're still number 2 here, but it's going to give you more results. So that's a funny thing that you have to just be aware of, because depending on where you're zooming in on the map and how close, those results are going to change there.
Okay. All right.
All right. So that's that. All right, number two, there's two things that I want to show you here. When you do a branded search for a business, so I put Andrea Klas Fitness, right? That's a branded search for you. Google knows that I'm searching for you. So this is no longer an organic hit. Remember, the first keyword searches, I'm looking for a gym in an area, and I want to look at all these different options they have. But when somebody searches you, then Google says, all right, we know that you're looking for this specific business. And so then when that happens, you get this little call out card right here off to the right. When you're on a mobile device, it's usually right front and center, and it's the first thing that you see as you scroll down before you see any other results underneath it, right? What this is called the knowledge panel or the knowledge graph, and it has a lot of really cool information in it that you can control from the back end and the front end, right? And so in particular, and we get into it a little bit more about posts. I'll show what those do. But anyway, you'll see it has a lot more information in here, right? You can click down. You can see your hours of operation. You can see your phone number here. Maybe if I could suggest an edit, maybe I know that you have a different phone number, or maybe the hours are changed, but you didn't update this. I could come in and suggest an edit. And depending on how active a user is in Google Maps and all that, sometimes those edits will pick it up right away. But a lot of times in Google My Business, they will, when you log into the back end in the dashboard, it'll say, hey, somebody suggested some edits, please review them, and you can reject them or accept them. So, but if you wait too long, and it's usually about 2 weeks, 14 days, if you don't do anything in 14 days, Google will make that suggested edit happen. So it really is important to probably get into a habit of once a week logging into the back end of your Google My Business listing and just look to see if there's any edits that are pending. And so you can verify those, right? Really unscrupulous people or enemies of yours will go in there and do those things and screw stuff up on purpose. And that's just, they can do that, right? And if you're not on top of your Google My Business listing and you're not getting in there and reviewing those suggestions, then you can have some issues happen. People can upload crazy pictures and all that stuff. So just be aware of that.
Okay.
Now, this, before we go anywhere else, this right here, the question and answers is only available on your knowledge graph. You can't do anything with question and answers in the back end of your dashboard. This is only here. And this is really cool because what can happen is if somebody says, does Andrea, they can type in, does Andrea teach spinning, right? So someone can ask you that question, right? And so they'll post that. And so I did that. All right, cool, done. So now there's a question on here, right? So let me refresh this. And anybody can come and answer that. And so this is something else you want to be...
Scary.
Yes, anybody can. So this is another thing you do have to be aware of. And so I can answer this if I want. But normally what I would do is, during your normal updates, and if you have the Google My Business app on your phone, you'll get a notification when somebody leaves a question. And so then you can come in and you can answer it. What's really cool about this feature is that it is perfect for frequently asked questions, right? Because there's going to be things that people ask you and your clients ask you all the time, and this is probably a really good place to get it front and center, so that if somebody does their research on you, they could drop that down and say, hey, like I say, if you've got frequently asked questions, there's nothing wrong with you as the business going in there and asking the question and then you answering it, right? Nothing wrong with that.
I should just do a bunch of questions and answer them myself.
Absolutely. Yes, that is a fantastic suggestion. And not a lot of people do it. Does it help with rankings? No. It does not increase rankings. It does not increase position in Google Maps. However, it can help improve click-through rate. Meaning, if you're answering the questions that people are asking, you're more likely to get somebody to contact you because they know more about you before they get to their website. So remember, like I said at the start of this, Google has every interest in keeping people on Google search and not out. So if that's the case, make sure everything that you can optimize this listing with, do it. Because if you can give the people the answers they need, then they're more likely going to use you, right? So that's a good idea to do. Now, same thing, when you can see this knowledge graph in two places. You can do it in the search engine results page, which we're looking at right here, the first page of Google search. Or if you go to Google Maps and you do a branded search, then you get a little panel right here on the left that's very much similar to what you see here, right? And so it has the same information. You can see the hours. Now we actually have the URL of the website there. They can call if they, you know, I can copy that to my clipboard, call on my phone, or I can use like Skype or whatever to call you. And then of course right here, suggest an edit, right? Okay. So suggest an edit is very much the same way as the suggestion edit there, okay? Now you'll see this little thing that says add a label. That does nothing for you. That's because I use Google Maps, and I may say, hey, I'm going to add this label and call it a great fitness place. And that just affects my Google Maps. It's basically a private thing that only I can see, so that I can tag, you know, favorite restaurants or whatever. So that doesn't...
So that's for a person, okay.
Yep, that's just for the user, right? So they can add you to a list in their own Google Maps. Doesn't do anything. Nobody, if I add a label, nobody else would see that label except me, right? And of course, you've got photos in here. This is important because obviously you can come to the front here. There's not, you can see photos by clicking this button up here, but you can't add photos from here. But people can add photos and add reviews, right? So this is definitely something that it's kind of an, I would almost encourage your clients to take pictures of stuff as they're doing it and they upload it, because Google absolutely loves images. Google image search takes up 21% of all searches in Google. People love images, and if there's images that you put up, that your customers put up, anything like that shows people having fun, having a great time, of course, that's just even better. And more images means more opportunities to be found in Google search. So
I uploaded a bunch yesterday, and I have tons more to load.
Oh, great. Perfect, absolutely. And of course, you can write a review. You don't have any reviews yet. And then here's web results. They just gave you some. Google puts some like same kind of things that you'll see here. These web results that are right here. So you can say, all right, they're on Facebook here, and of course your website. Now, as we get going into this, we're going to go into the back end of your dashboard, and I'm going to have you. So basically, what I'd like you to do now is open up another tab on your computer and log into the dashboard of your Google My Business. All right, so this is your dashboard. Your dashboard's got a lot of really cool stuff in it, and so what we'll do is we will stay on the. So we'll just go down, and I'll tell you when to scroll down. So on the left, you're going to see, or in the middle, it says keep customers up to date. Add a few questions and update your Google business. Right? When you click that, it's going to walk you through a few things, but we won't do that now. Okay, so right underneath that, you're going to see those three little things. There's create post, add photo, create ad, right? So that's just one quick, easy ways to get into the post creation, add photos. But you can see those things on the left in the left-hand column with all those options. They're over there. Staying connected during COVID-19. This is actually kind of cool. Basically anything that you post to your Google My Business listing that has to do with COVID-19, any updates that you do, any business hours, those will immediately get approved by Google, and they will be prominent on your Google My Business listing because they consider that important. So, like, let's say if your province decided to restrict gatherings, right? You could get on there and make a post and say, hey, because of new regulations, this is what their classes are. Call me to make an appointment or adjust your schedule, whatever. And that'll show up like prominently on that knowledge panel and on your Google Maps listing. So it gets that information right out. And then, of course, on the right there, you'll see advertise easily in minutes. If you click Start Now, it just tries to get you set up on Google Ads Express. I would never suggest using Google Ads Express just because I think it's just... Remember, Google likes to make money, and they're the ones that run it, so I don't know how trustworthy... or how much trust I would put into Google to do that. Okay. All right. So now what I'd like you to do is scroll down just a little bit.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So there's some really cool things to show in this. Go up a little bit more. Go up just a touch. Stop. All right. So the next card down is performance. So performance is really cool. This is basically your insights. This is what's happening in your Google My Business. This will tell you how many people have called you, click the little call button on their mobile device and called you directly from your listing. It'll tell you how many people search for directions and what zip codes or area codes, or zip codes, I think you call that in Canada, right? Zip code?
No, postal code.
Postal code. It'll show you what postal codes people were at when they clicked find directions. And so as time goes on, if you start to notice that a lot of your clients or a lot of people finding you are in a specific postal code, then you can use that data in Google Ads to target people in those areas, right? And get them the information they want. Or if there's a place where there's not a lot of traffic coming from, conversely, you can target people in those if you're using Google Ads. So it just has a lot of information. We'll go over that in just a little bit. Now, the coolest thing on here, one of the coolest things on here to do is right there on the right, you see where it says get your first review. You see that?
Yep.
This is going to be an incredibly helpful thing for you and to help you get more reviews in Google. I want you to click on Share Review Form. Click on that button. All right, so what you're looking at right here is a link that you can send to your clients. You can put it into an email, like in your email signature line. You can send it to anybody. When somebody clicks that link that you send them, it will immediately take them to a page where they can review your business. So do me a favor. You see that little pencil thing right there? You see that little pencil? Click on it.
Okay.
All right, when you do, it saves it. And a short name. You get to put in a vanity URL too. So that's really cool that you want to do this. So I would probably set up your vanity URL right now. It makes it easier for people to know who you are. And so, yep, it's up to 32 characters. You can just put, Andrea Klas Fitness. That's a suggestion there, or you can put in whatever you want.
All I want. Yeah.
So just click that little suggestion then. Click that, hit apply. Yep. So cool. Now you see that little vanity URL is in there?
Yeah.
All right, so now click that link. Click the link. Okay. Now open a new tab in your browser and paste that link in and visit it. And I'll show you exactly what it does.
Can you see it?
Yes, can see it just fine. So what happens is it'll open up their browser. It'll open up this link of Google Maps, and then right in the middle of the screen, it pops up, leave a review. Leave your stars, leave your review.
So easy.
So it's just that easy. So instead of, when you say, hey, it'd be great if you could review me on Google, and people are like, I don't know how to do that. And instead of walking them through all that, just click this link and it automatically opens up and they can leave a review immediately right there.
So I basically can go on MailChimp and just put that link down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So that is one of the coolest things that you can do with this. All right, let's go back to your dashboard. So cool. Go ahead and X out of that.
So that's now saved?
Yep, that's now saved. So anytime you need to get that, you just click on that button, Share Review Form, you'll get that link.
Perfect.
So cool. All right, let's scroll down just a little bit more. Okay, updates from Google. All right, so right there. That updates from Google, those are the updates that you need to come and check on a weekly basis, because it says right there, this location is updated information from Google users or other sources. Other sources happen to be listings like Yelp or Crunchbase or wherever else you can put your business into business listings. Basically what's happening, remember, Google is powerful, and Google is the all-knowing God of search because Google is really good at what they do, and part of that is because Google is trusted to give you some really good information, almost what you're looking for every time, right?
Right.
And so to continue doing that, Google doesn't want to only rely on your input in your listing, and the reason why is because people do build fake listings to spam Google. And so Google will not put 100% trust in you, right? And so Google will say, hey, we want to make sure that the information you've put in your listing, your phone number, your address, your categories, we need to make sure it matches other places. And if Google finds like old listings that you haven't updated, maybe you got a new phone number or maybe you have a new address and you never updated those, Google will find those and say, hey, there's 3 listings out here that have a different address. So Google, maybe they didn't update their Google My Business listing, so Google will come in and do that. And so that's what you do. You just come in here, review updates. It takes you to the info tab that's over on your left. It just opens that up and it says, hey, these are the things that we need you to review. Are these correct? And you can accept them or reject them. And then you're good to go. So just be aware of that. Over on your right, it says complete your business profile. You can add logos, all that stuff. You can work on that on your time. You just follow those little directions, add things as it is. So... And then
70% is just basically saying you can put some more stuff in there.
Yeah, and it says right there, you want to add a logo. If you have a logo, add your logo, right? And so we'll go over a few of those things as we wrap this up in the next.
My logo. It's probably some information that I haven't filled in.
That's all right. So, all right. So we got about 20 minutes left. I'm going to shoot through a few of the things on the left here just to make you aware. And so the first thing I want you to do over on the left is you see posts.
Okay.
Click on that posts. Okay, great. Now, across the top, you'll see 5 different kinds of posts that you can put up, okay? And so the COVID-19 updates, those posts always have priority. Whatever you post using that, it's gonna get published almost immediately, and it's gonna have like big banners and eye-catching colors so people can see that. Now, the next one, add offers, really cool. Let's say you have like a class that's signing up, and maybe you offer like a Mother's Day discount or something like that. And, you know, sign up this day and use coupon code something, right? If you click on add offer, you can put an image of whatever it is. You can fill out a description, put a link to your website. Go ahead and click on add offer, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So right there, you have a title on there. Okay, you're good to go. You can put an image above that. The start date and the end date of that offer. So if it has an expiration or a time period, you put that in there. Now, right down there where it says add more details, an optional, click that. Drop that down. So what's really cool here is that you can put additional details about your offer. You can put a coupon code. So let's maybe if somebody, if you put a coupon code, if you saw it on Google, put in coupon code this, and then it'll take anybody who engages with this will go to your website or send you an email or whatever, so you know that they used a coupon code, right? And of course, there's a link to redeem offer. So if you have something on your website where they can download something, you put a link there, and then of course terms and conditions. So the offer post on your Google My Business will only be visible between the 2 dates that you set, right? And so just be aware of that. As soon as that expiration date goes by, the post disappears, okay? Now, before we get further in this, open one more tab. You can do that old one that you did. Just open a new tab in your browser, because I want to show you what these posts do.
Okay.
Okay, just type in Arcane Marketing, my business. But don't go to the website. Yep, don't go to the website. Just do like a Google search for Arcane space marketing. Right there, perfect. All right, now, you guys have an Arcane Marketing in Canada. That's right. In that Arcane Marketing, in that search, put Idaho Falls right next to it.
Oh.
We had to, with that company there, we had to assign a trademark thing with them.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, so perfect. Now you see our knowledge panel on the right. Yep. So scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
Keep going. And stop. All right. So go back up a little bit. I'm sorry. So do you see this little card right here that says video editing services? Those are products, and we'll get into that here in a second.
No, but I don't see. Where are you looking?
It's right there. It says products on the right there, and it says video editing service. I'll show you how that works, but what I'm really looking for is go down a little bit further, because I know we've got a post up. So go down just a little bit further. Keep going, past our reviews. Keep going. All right, right there. It says Arcane Marketing on Google. Now, do you see that little picture of us in our office talking with our boss, and it says monthly company update?
Yeah.
That is a Google post. And so what's really cool about these is that this is content that you can publish directly to Google search, but it has to be for a branded search. They have to find that knowledge panel, right? So we see that right there. That's where those appear. And then they also appear in that Google Maps. When you go to the Google Maps part, so scroll up in this page. Okay. Scroll all the way up. And then in our listing right here, you'll see right there the little maps in the images right above Arcane Marketing. You see the map that says Falls Plumbing Supply. Click that.
Fall? You want me to?
No, click on that little map, just that little map box. Yep, click on it. Okay, and then over on your left, up by Arcane Marketing, there's a little arrow there. Click that back arrow. We don't want to look at the images. We just want to look at it in the local. All right, so click the map itself, not the picture.
Oh, the map.
Yeah, the map. Yep, click the map.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
So this perfect. So just like that knowledge panel has, right? That knowledge panel only appears in 2 places, right? A branded search on Google Maps or a branded search in Google Search. Scroll down, over on the left where the panel is. Scroll down. Keep going. Right there. There it is right there. Monthly company update. So those posts show up in those areas. Okay. Just as a reminder, there is a very, very small ranking benefit if you use keywords in your posts and their descriptions in the titles. So just keep that in mind. It won't be huge, but it does exist. There have been studies that say yes, put keywords in your post. So now go back to your Google Maps or your Google My Business dashboard. I think it's the one that says posts up there, right to the left, right there. All right, so cool. So those were that's one for like offers that you're doing. So close that. I'll just briefly go over the rest of these. We don't have to open them up. All right, so the update, the one in the middle, the update is the one that you saw on the Arcane marketing. An update is just like, hey, this is what we're doing. We might be doing a new class coming up soon. Here's information. Those updates have a 7-day expiration period. After 7 days, they go away. Now they stay in your Google My Business dashboard, and you can repost them if you want. But they have a 7-day expiration time. So just be aware of that.
So it's really like this is what's happening this week.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right, now the event one is cool. The event is very much like an offer. When you add an event, it's basically saying, hey, we might have these classes coming up, sign up, or whatever it is. Just like add offer, the event posts will stay visible for as long until the event is ended, right? So if you have an event that's coming up in October, that post will stay up until October, right? And so that's just cool. Just can put information and then add product. If you happen to be selling anything, any retail products, this is a great place to add that. You can put information, links to the website, pictures of it, pricing, all that stuff. And then just like I showed you with the Arcane marketing and that video editing service, those will appear there as well. And they're direct links to your website. So I would strongly recommend you utilize this feature. It is proven that businesses that utilize these on a weekly basis tend to get more views and clicks to their websites. So just use them. It's just a smart thing to do. Go ahead.
Okay. Product as in a tangible product, or can it be a service?
It can be a service as well. So now there are services that you can put on the left side of the page. And so if it's like a class that somebody can take, why not add it as a product, right? I mean, it's something like that. Normally, it's for tangible things, but nonetheless, if it's a class that somebody can pay you for and take a class, I'd say add it in there. Absolutely, that's just really good stuff to keep in mind. All right, over on the left, go to info. We're gonna go a couple more of these, and we'll be good to go. So go to info.
Yep.
All right, this is the important stuff that you need to be looking at every single week. This is the stuff where people can contact you, the name of your business. This is the most vital part of your Google My Business listing. If anything's wrong here, it can affect how you're ranking, okay? So what I want you to do is right where your name is, and right in the middle there, it says Andrea Klas Fitness, and underneath it you see gym, fitness center, personal trainer, and women's personal trainer. You see that? Yep. Those are your categories. Click on the pencil to edit your categories. You can add up to 10 different categories, okay? The primary category, the one on the top, that one holds the most weight. And so if you think, if somebody's doing a Google search for something like this, like if they're looking for a gym and you know that, make sure that's your top category, all right? Now, just be aware, if you have things that are seasonal, right? So an example, we have a lot of landscapers who during the spring, summer, and fall do landscaping, but in the wintertime, they do snow removal. And so those clients, usually in October or November, will switch their main category to like snow removal, right? And so that they'll be found that, because the last thing that you want to be seen as in the middle of winter when everything's frozen and covered in snow, nobody's getting landscaping done, right? And so just be aware of that. If there's things that you do and there's categories that support it in different seasons, just keep that aware. That primary category is your main one and holds the most weight. And so you can... Yep.
Is that ranked? So 1, 2.
No, those are not ranked after that. Now they do help. They do help with people finding it, but basically the primary category is your main one. That's the most powerful one, and then everything else underneath it, there's no order and rank. They will help your business be found if someone's looking for personal trainer, women's personal trainer, and so forth. If you can find as many categories that you can, because you can do up to 10, get them in there. So it's always a good idea to add another category, do a bunch of different searches for things that are related to you that you do, and add them in there. So all right, go ahead and cancel out of that. All right, so scroll down. Of course, service areas, if you click on that, we won't do it now. If you click on that, you can add different areas that are around you that you service, and those can help you become more visible. Will it? It's up to Google because there's a lot of different metrics that Google looks at, where people are searching from, what device, yada, yada. But it's nice to have that in there because it can help for people who are in those areas find you. And of course, there's your hours. The more hours down there, if you have like split hours, right? If you have different hours in the days, you can add split hours in there, or like appointment only. You can add those in there. Now, special hours, keep on going down.
Yep.
Okay, special hours for like holidays. If you're closed on holidays, or if you're open on specific holidays, you can make that in there. So Canada Day, does it say you're open on Canada Day? So you can hit confirm hours and say closed or open or whatever. To make yourself closed, hit confirm hours, and then do that little toggle. You got a little toggle on the left, that little blue.
Yeah.
Yep, hit that. It'll say you're closed, and you can apply. And so, on Canada Day, if somebody finds your listing, it'll say, nope, we're closed for Canada Day, right?
Got it. Okay.
All right, go ahead and scroll down. There's that little Vanity URL. It's under review. You'll be good to go on that. So there is the change. Right there is the change that Google found. You have added an SSL certificate to your website recently, right?
Yeah.
So HTTPS. Let's accept that. Why not? So click on that little pencil.
This?
Yep. Click on the pencil.
Yeah.
And then that's the new one, and hit apply.
Oh, I didn't. It doesn't say. Oh, I wouldn't even know to do that.
Right? I know. It's a good thing you're on the phone with me today for this.
Yeah. I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Cool. All right. So, course products. When you click on that, you can add a products. Your appointment link. The appointment link. Why not put that? That's usually the contact page of your website.
Oh.
Right. So, yep.
Is that right?
What I would do if I were you is get rid of that www. Because if you do that, it's going to come back and say, hey, we think it's HTTPS : //.
So what should I put on there?
HTTPS. Then do a colon. // And at the end, after .com, it's usually like whatever your contact us page is on your website.
Oh God, don't know that.
Well, you can always come back and just copy it from your website and put it into here. But that normally, or if you have like a page where people book time with you, that'd be a really good place to put that URL.
Okay.
It's not incredibly important now. I mean, your main URL is, but if you have a place on your website where people contact you, that's the perfect place for it.
Okay.
So you go ahead and hit cancel on that.
Okay.
All right. Of course, products can I don't think you can edit them here, but you can add them over on the left side of your page. You just follow the instructions on that one. All right. Services, of course. It looks like you've added a bunch. In the services here, go ahead and click that pencil one more time. And then we'll fly through the rest of this and get it done. So click on nutrition consulting. Okay. Prices and descriptions. These descriptions show up in Google search. Okay, so if you can add remember, the more information you can add to your Google My Business listing, the better you're going to be. So if you can add that stuff, whatever that stuff is, put it in there. That stuff will show up in the knowledge panels when people are doing specific searches for you.
Right.
So
Okay,
just be aware of that.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and close that. All right, go back to your info tab on the left. And then scroll down. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, attributes, accessibility, amenities, safety and health, service options. I would definitely, so something like, go to attributes from the business. Click on that pencil up on the top right.
Oh.
Right there,
Sorry.
click on that. So, you're a woman-led business, right?
Yeah.
Click that. That gets shown prominently on your Google My Business listing on your knowledge panel. So if that's you, do it.
Oh.
Right? Does your facility have wheelchair accessible entrances, parking lots, and restrooms?
No.
That's all right. Then that's fine. You don't have to put anything in there. Scroll down. I think there's a couple other things in here too that you should be aware of. Scroll down. It's appointment required, mask required. So if you need that stuff, you can definitely select those, and those will appear as attributes on your listing, so people will know what you're doing and what they need to be aware of.
Oh, look at that. that.
Cool. Online classes, on-site services, outdoor services, right?
Okay.
Cool. Hit apply. So cool. Now you're just adding more and more information to everything. So anyway, so there you go. Your business description looks good. I would probably, if you can add a little bit more to it, doesn't need to be a lot. I would say anywhere from 300 to 500 characters. That's all it really needs to be. Just a quick general. So, all right, we're good here.
In which one? Which one are you talking about?
It's the business description that you have there. It says personal training and coaching by Andrea Klas. That's good. I think you're fine there. Yep.
Okay, so add a little bit more.
If you want to. Yep, absolutely. It doesn't affect keyword rankings. Like if you put keywords in it, that doesn't affect rankings or anything. But it's always nice to, if there's information about your business you want people to know about, that's the place. It's just your description. So you're good here. So over on the left column, click on Insights. Okay, so Insights are really cool. This will show you, one, how people find your business. And you see that blue? Discovery, that means people are searching for a category, a product, or a service. They didn't know your name. They're not doing a direct search for you. And so the vast majority of your searches come from people who are doing a keyword search to find you, right? Direct means direct. That means they typed in your name. Or no, the branded means your name. And then, of course, let's see, customers who find you listening for searching a brand related to your business. Now, that's another thing. The branded, let's say you were selling kettlebells as a product, right? Maybe you had a specific brand of kettlebells you sold, right? If you were optimized for that and somebody typed in kettlebells near me or buy kettlebells and your business shows up, that's called a branded search because they search for a brand of kettlebells that you sell and you were found during that. So scroll down.
And so how would you get, that's a whole other, how would you get that? How would you get, do you want to be connected with a company that sells kettlebells?
No, you would have it on your website. I mean, I sell these kettlebells and they're this brand, or I have them in, if you just have that, Google sees that stuff. All right, so scroll down a little bit more. Where customers view your business on Google. So listing on search, listing on maps. You see listing on maps in the last month, 133 people found you while using Google Maps and 62 people found you in Google Search. That shows me that people are getting, that you have a lot of good opportunity to make sure that all of your data is correct. You got your products and offerings and the posts that are showing up. People are seeing you on Google Maps and they're using Google Maps more often. Now, if they're not finding you on search, that could mean you need to improve the SEO on your website because your Maps listing is ranking better than your search listing. So that just shows you there. All right, scroll down. Customer actions. This is the good stuff. This is how many people visited your website, how many people clicked that request directions, and then how many people called you from Google Maps or from the search results. So you can get that data right there. That's basically those little buttons on your Google My Business listing when people search, call this business, look for directions, or visit your website.
How do they know they called me?
Because when somebody clicks on that button that says call this business, I mean, it's Google, right? They'll know when somebody clicks that button.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's nice stuff. And then, of course, there's your driving directions underneath that, direction requests. Like I was saying earlier, I was like, what's really cool is you can get down here. As you start to get more and more people clicking directions, you can see what area around you where more people are looking for that, right? And so it just says the whole of Canada, 18 people requested directions. As you get more, then it'll start breaking it down by postal codes.
Great.
And then scroll down. You see phone calls. So it looks like the two calls that you got, both of them happened on a Friday. And so you're getting phone calls on Fridays. So I would probably say keep your phone available and free on Fridays, right? So as more time goes on and you fill this out, remember, the more you fill this Google My Business out and use those posts and really get active with it, you're going to start to see more people call because it's going to rank better. It's going to start, you're using it. And Google really likes it when people use their products. Right, so over time, that'll happen. And of course, popular times, not enough data in there. That's just basically popular times of when people are searching for you and things like that. And then, of course, photo views. How many times do people look at your photos? And then it'll show you, this graph normally will show you, hey, how the photos that you're putting in, how do you compare to your competitors? Are they adding a lot of photos? And so that stuff will show up. And then, of course, how many photos you have. All of the photos that have been added by you. And then the little orange line or the yellow line that shows up will be like, how many photos do your customers use? So anyway, really good information. I'll send you a link that really deep dives into that more than we do here, because I've only got a couple more minutes before I got to get on another meeting. Over on the left, of course, you don't have to do it. Reviews, you can see your reviews that come in. You can respond to reviews from that tab. Messages. Messages is a good one there. I want you to be aware of this before we go anywhere else, before we dip out. So messages. You can have people message you directly from your Google Maps listing or from your knowledge panel. And all you have to do when you turn this on, all you got to do is download the Google My Business app to your phone and turn on notifications, because that's where those messages go. It's not SMS or anything like that. And so when you have the app, it's called Google My Business, the app. When you have it and set up, any messages you get from people online will show up in the app. You'll get a notification and you can respond directly on that. I would absolutely say set that up. Spam, I've never been spammed through it. Google is really good at blocking out spam, but I would set that up because it's just another way people can get a hold of you and hopefully, ask you questions, get time, or, schedule things and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, and so real quick, just to end this, the photos, of course, you can manage your photos in that tab on the left. That's really self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can add little short videos to this. There's your cover image. There's your logo right there. It's funny that it said add a logo. You have a logo, right? So anyway, I would add a lot of videos in this. The video, or not video, but add video, but the images, get more images in there. And then the video.
What's the 9? What is this little eye thing with the 9?
How many times that image was viewed on Google? That's an impression. That image was viewed 9 times since that image has been uploaded. And so that means...
I just did it last night.
Yep. So it's shown up on somebody's screen. And of course, look, your main cover image has 1.7 thousand, 1,700 views, because that was your main profile picture. And so you can really get creative, put some really cool stuff in there, and get some traction on that. And then finally, bookings on the left. I don't think that's going to matter to you at all. You have to sign up for outside third-party services, like these other providers, like a Pointly or something. They can book stuff directly through Google. No, you don't need that.
I've got Setmore. So
don't need that. And then, of course, products and services. Products are where you add your products. We went through that earlier. You just hit Get Started. You put images, put prices. It'll show up on your knowledge panel. It's fun to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Cool. And then services, we've already went over that. And then website. A lot of people will click on this and they're like, oh, I get a free website. Yeah, this is a Google business website, right? And you already have your own website. If you didn't have your own website, this is Google says, hey, here's a free website domain and thing for you right there. This is a way for Google to make money off of you. It's a free website, but it's very, very basic.
It's confusing.
Yep. So do not, under any circumstance, click that publish button, because if you click that publish button, now you've got an extra website out there that you don't want it competing with your regular one. So, other than that, that are the basics. That's the best way I could get through that. There's a lot of really cool things, and like I say, Andrea, get the app on your phone, use it, and just once a week, get in there, review your information, put some posts up. And the more you use that, and of course that review link, send that out to people. Get some reviews coming in here.
Okay.
If you can make a habit of once a week getting into this, adding stuff to it, updating information, I can promise you within the next 6 months, you're going to see a dramatic increase in engagement and usefulness out of Google My Business.